Chapter 2. Thank You. As Tadashi was lost in his thoughts, with a red face and loving gaze, Kei could not stop but feel hurt seeing his childhood crush falling in love with the stranger they just met. Though he cannot deny that this red-headed Omega smells and looks good. I mean, he could just stare at the sleeping guy for hours if he really wanted to. Though, was the heartache stronger than his growing love? Or is he just getting seduced by this Omega scent? Any of those are possible, but he decided to just shrug it off. I mean, they won't see each other every time, and besides, the summer camp only lasts 2 weeks. He just needs to separate the two, right? Testing. Someone spoke through the mic. Everyone immediately turned their head to the front, stopping whatever they were doing before, which also snapped Tadashi and Kei from their own daydream. Though Shoya was still yet deep asleep, seems like this guy is a heavy sleeper. There they saw two people who were around their 30s. One had a scary look on his face while the other was calm yet serious. Good morning, everyone. I am sorry for the delay. Our guest seems to be late for today. I do apologize on his behalf. He might have been lost again. Though I know everyone in this camp can hear this, so I would like to call out for our guest, Shoyo-kun, the brown-haired guy said cheerfully. A sudden silence enveloped the whole gym. After a minute-long clap, but no one came. It was silent. Not a single sound could be heard, nor did anyone come up to the stage. The man laughed nervously as he eyed through the crowd. There he saw the person he had called out sleeping in one of the participants' chests. He sighs in disbelief and looks back to the crowd, yet with a smile, though this time his smile seemed scarier than before. I already spotted our guest today. It seems like he is currently sleeping. So I would first like to introduce myself and this guy here. Then we get into the exciting part. He said with an obvious intention and anger in his voice. It made everyone shivered yet excited at the same time. Good morning once again, everyone. I am Takeda and this grumpy guy is my mate. Call him Coach Ukai. We are the representative of the Karasuno University, and if you do need help, please approach us with no worries. Now to the exciting part. A few minutes passed by with a few chuckles and giggles, but Tadashi could not help but worry. Well, Takeda has a large grin on his face, considering this as a revenge for cutting both his and Ukai's seated session earlier this morning. Are you ready? He nodded to the crowd as they nodded in excitement. 1, 2, 3, meat bones! Everyone shouted as loud as they could, while a certain sleeping someone woke up from his deep sleep, looking for the meat buns that everyone has shouted about. Shoya's point of view. Meat buns? I shouted, only to find myself in a very embarrassing situation. People are looking at me, whispering, giggling, and laughing. Not only that, I was carried by a stranger. How did this even happen? I immediately got off from the guy as we also made eye contact, realizing it was the guy who was with the salty ass and the same guy I asked earlier for help. I nodded a thank you and looked up to the front. One thing is for sure, Takeda-sensei did this on purpose. Like, can't you see his satisfied grin? I sighed in annoyance and I walked to the two adults in frustration. Sensei just gave me an innocent smile, which made my blood boil. He handed me the microphone and I took it gladly. Before speaking, I glanced at the two and smiled. How about I do this? It's just fair, right? It's their fault to begin with. I mean, who would fucking make out as early as 4 a.m.? And in someone's kitchen! My kitchen! How did they expect me to react? I woke up early in the morning to see that shit and he blamed me? They could have done it at their house, you know? I took a deep breath and smiled at the crowd. Good morning, everyone. Seems like you have woken me up. But that was not a good idea. Sensei here just wanted to get a revenge as if it was my fault, I faintly said as the crowd laughed. Well, this morning I caught these two making out in my kitchen. Like, they could have done it before they went to my house. Who would want to wake up and see your coach and teacher make out in front of you? I glanced at the two who are red as heck, either from embarrassment or from the memory of what happened that morning. The crowd continued to laugh as I held my own. Anyway, I am Hinata. I will be your coach and helper, but only for volleyball. Also, please do not wake me up that way again. And if you wonder why meat buns, it's my favorite food. We welcome you to our summer camp this year! Everyone cheered as I bowed my head and set up the mic. Well, any questions? He asked the crowd without warning. Mostly everyone raises their hands. I glanced at Coach Ukay to let him pick, and expectedly he declined. So I glanced at Sensei who was sending glares to Coach. I smiled at the two and ended randomly picking a person from the crowd. I picked a girl who had short hair. Hinata-san, are you single? I laughed nervously and gulped as I glanced at Sensei who had a large grin on his face. Yes, he's single and ready to mingle. A sweat fell as I laughed awkwardly, picking on the person. Are you into girls or boys? My god, why is this question so personal? I sighed in annoyance and snatched the mic from Sensei. I took a deep breath. Okay, listen up. I'm only saying this once. Yes, I am currently single and I'm by 19 and currently training for Black Jackals. The third person's point of view. Boke, stop soaking. Just let him be, Kageyama-kun. Shoyo stayed silent as he buried his face in Tobio's chest from embarrassment on what he had said earlier. Okay, listen up. I'm only saying this once. I am currently single and I'm bisexual, 19 and currently a candidate for Jack Backles. That's what he said. Ukay mimicked Shoyo's voice as a tease to the younger guy, earning a glare as a response, though it did not waver him. Instead, he gave a smile. Tobio could not stop his laughter from what he had heard from Ukay. Too bad he was sleeping when that happened. He would have taken a video and sent it to Ikawa. Shoyo felt his blood boil, seeing Ukay's sarcastic smile on Tobio's laughter. I hate you all, he mumbled through Tobio's chest, hugging the raven tighter. They failed to understand him, but they know it's an insult, so they just laugh. Takeda's point of view. It's been 3 days since the opening of the camp and things had been going well, except for the participants who want to forcefully join the volleyball team even knowing it's already full. Maximized to only 40 members, I do think we all know the reason why they want to join this sport rather than what they wanted before meeting Shoyu-kun. I do admit for myself, if he was older or I was younger, I would also find a way to get him, though I am happy in where I am with my hubby Ukay. We are not married yet, but hopefully soon enough we will. I am a beta and he is the alpha. Many people don't want us to be together. If it wasn't for Shoyo, I probably wouldn't be here with Ukay right now. 11 years ago. After a fight with Ukay, I ran out of his apartment. He doesn't get it, does he? Everyone is against us. Our relationship. Him being an alpha who tied a knot to a simple beta. That beta is me. I stopped in front of the playground for shelter because it was raining. I hid under one of the playing bridge. It was short, just perfect for me. I'm not that surprised that I actually fit in. I was soaking wet and cold, but I can't just go back home or go to Ukay's place. My mom hates me for loving a male alpha, and Ukay, we just fought. Should I just go home? I haven't gone home for almost a month now, or to Ukay. I'm scared. You should just go home and fix you and your mom's relationship first. I yelled from surprise. Why is a kid doing here? It's raining cats and dogs outside. Why is he alone? Please stop staring at me, and you should take into consideration what I said. Your mom might just be shocked and scared. I snipped my snot and wiped my tears. Did I say that too loud? He nodded and got close to me. He looked so small and cute that I could see his face. Can I sit beside you? He asked. I nodded, and he sat beside me, hugging his knee. What are you doing? You're alone. I asked him. He doesn't seem to be an orphan or an abandoned because of what he was wearing. He wore a blue shirt in a short from pen shop. Even if he was wet like me, you could see tear stains. He looked at me and smiled. I simply just ran away from Papa again, since he was scolding me for looking like Mama. Poor kid, he's so young. Did he have to go through that kind of treatment? You should go home and talk to your mom, Oni-chan. I can't. Mom hates me. She might have just been surprised, though. You might be right, but Ukay is also mad at me. Is he your boyfriend? Yup, but we fought. Onesan told me once if someone really loves you, they would forgive you for whatever you have done. Yeah, she's right. Why don't you go with your sister? No, she said not to follow her anymore. Huh? Natsu Onechan is gone. She left to heaven while mommy is in hell. Hopefully daddy goes to hell as well, he said to me with both sadness and cheerfulness. That's how I first met the 8-year-old Shoyo. He was very cheerful, but he has a lot on his shoulder, thanks to his father and his exes. Guess what? He was right. My mom was really just shocked and scared for me. Turns out my dad was an alpha while she was a beta. He left after knowing about her pregnancy with me. She apologized to me and Ukay. She also supported us. Now that she's gone, I might have regretted it if I didn't go home. I just realized I really need to thank Shoyakun for what he had done for me and Ukay 11 years ago. To be continued.